Hello everyone. Thank you so much for always staying tuned to my channel, and to all my subscribers and my returning subscribers. I want to say very big thank you to you. Yes, we are going to the last phase of the question now. We have been treating this particular question with this floor plan given to us. Okay, so the last part now, that is question B. Now we have done to scale 1 to 100 the floor plan, the front elevation. Now question B says we are to draw to scale 1 to 50 a detail section BB. It's detail section BB. So I'm going to be explaining this in detail in this video now before we forge ahead. Now this is the floor plan. Okay, now we are told that we should draw to scale 1 to 50. So I'm coming back to that later, but let's just look at this floor plan now. They said a detailed section BB, dictate section BB. What does that mean? So let me quickly explain that now before we forge ahead. Now if you look at this floor plan, there is a cutting plane, okay, at a point or portion of the floor plan. This cutting plane, okay, it cuts through the floor plan. Okay, you can see this B here and you can see this B here. Now what they want us to do is that just imagine that the building is slashed at this point here into two parts, this part and this part. Okay, now we are going to be drawing whatever we see. If we call the building this way, okay, in this way, like this. Now let to understand it better, if I should fold this paper like this. Now look at it this way. Okay, you see this direction of the arrow. To better understand it, okay, to understand it better rather, you can just turn it like this way. You can see the direction of the arrow, see the direction of this arrow, see the direction of this arrow here. Okay, so now you can see it. Now let's assume the building is cut this way. Okay, it's cut. Now let me fold it. Okay, it's cut this way. All right, so this is the part we are going to be seeing. You are going to be looking at the building in this direction, in the direction of the arrow. You see the direction of the arrow here at this top and at this base here. So we are seeing the building this way. Okay, if you look at it from this way here, somebody stand there is looking at this building. Now the whole of this part, okay, is cut off, is chopped off like this. Then what remains is just this part. So you can fold the paper so that you can understand whenever you are given any floor plan. Though there are some floor plan, the cutting plane won't be straight. There are some that it will go in another direction, not in a straight direction. You can just go this way, but this one we are using as an example is called this way. So let's master this first. Now those ones I'm going to be doing video much more later on them, so you will see the different ones that we have. Now for this, now you can see this cutting plane as it cuts through this part. Now so it's cutting this block, this wall at this point, is cutting it at this point, though it's cutting through the door. You can see now it's cutting through the door, it's cutting at this point, it's cutting the door at this point, it's cutting this part here, it's cutting the window, and it's also cutting the entrance, the lobby. Okay, now for this part here, for each of the points where it is cutting, where there's going to be a foundation there. So this video is all about foundation. I will draw the foundation aspect, then we'll do it gradually. Okay, so I will draw the foundation, how to draw the foundation. So this part now, that means there is a foundation here at this point, there is a foundation here at this point with the wall. Though there's a way we'll represent that, I will talk much more about that later as we are drawing. Then there is a foundation here, there is also going to be a foundation here, and there's a way we are going to represent it, because it's not cutting through the wall, it's just cutting half wall and then window. Then also at this point as well, okay, it's cutting through the entrance. So there's a way we will show that, we'll do that much more later. Now I said there's a foundation. So how many foundation we are going to have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whichever floor plan is given to you. Just the number of foundation is determinant on how many wall it cut. Please take note. In your exam, you might be given any floor plan, so it's dependent on how many wall it cut. So for this now, it cut here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please take note of that. It's very important. It's very important. Okay, you must take note of that. So that is 5 foundation. So I'm going to be drawing 5 foundation. So I will show us how we do that in this video. Yes, the other major point you must understand, or you must know, is that at this point now, we are not going to be drawing to scale 1 to 100. We are drawing to scale 1 to 50 as given here. So previously I've told us, when we have scale 1 to 100, you divide straight away by 1000. But in this case, we are drawing to scale 1 to 50. So always check the scale given to you. If it is scale 1 to 150, you are not dividing by 1000, just divide by 500 straight, because 1 to 50, we are, for each dimension we are going to be drawing, we are dividing by 50, and also divide by 10 to take it to centimeter when you are using the centimeter robot. In this case, you can just divide straight away, okay, instead of dividing in piece. So when you say divide by 500 straight away, it will take you to the scale and also to centimeter when you are using the centimeter rule. Okay, I think that is fine. That is much more clear now. Now what we are going to do here is this. So take note of the dimension from here to this part. We are given in this question as 12,500. Okay, so I'm going to start now straight away. Start with this line. Okay, we have this line this way. Okay, this line now. Now we begin at a point. Let me begin from this point here. From this to this part a little. Okay, this must be in alignment with the base of this set square. Okay, then at this point now, I'm going to draw. Let's draw this. Okay, we have that drawn. Now back to this again. All right, we are given that is at this point here. Just you need to, this is the way it is, but you have to turn it this way, looking at it from the direction of this arrow. Okay, now we are given the length here, total length here as 12,500. Okay, now that means from this side now to this side here, we are going to measure 12,500. But to scale, don't forget to scale 1 to 50. We are given to scale 1 to 50. Don't forget, please don't forget. I'm taking my time to explain that. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing the videos in bits. Okay, this is 1 to 50. Okay, so now what we are going to do, divide by 500. I've explained why we divide by 500. Okay, always check the scale, and if you don't understand divide by 500, why is 500, just divide by 50. Then when you get it, your answer, divide by 10 if you are using the centimeter rule. Okay, and most often we use the centimeter rule. So from here to here, okay, is 12,500. So I'm going to be saying 12,500 divided by 500, and that is going to give us 25. So I'm going to measure 25 from here. So I will measure 25 from here. Now I will take 25. So this will be my 25. So this is my 25 at this point here. Okay, that is 25. So it's going to be quite large. Okay, so I'm going to draw at this point now. Okay, then use the ruler to continue the line. I'm doing that for my line to be straight. Okay, so we have this now, so you can see this is how the sectioning length or width is going to be like. Okay, now so the next thing we are going to do now, like I said, we are focusing on the foundation in this video. Okay, now the next thing I need to draw the thickness of the wall, and we are given the thickness of the wall in the question, if you remember, as 150. Always go back to your specification so that you can see what thickness is 150. This is it here, 150. So I will say 150 divided by 500. Don't forget 500. Okay, 150 divided by 500, that is going to give us 0.3. So that is 0.3. What it means is that I will take 0.3 to this side. This is 1, 2, 3. This is 0.3. Okay, 0.3. So I'm going to draw a vertical line. So we have that. Okay, then the next one now. The next one we have, if you look at the floor plan, okay, don't forget this side. Okay, this the wall we have drawn from this side, then to this side we are giving us 4,000. So I'm going to measure my 4,000 now. I'll measure the 4,000 from here. 4,000 is from here. So from here, so I will say 4,000 divided by 500. Okay, as usual, 4,000 divided by 500. So that is going to give us 8. So what I'm going to use is 8. I will measure 8 from here. 8. So 8. So this is 8. So from this point now, I will draw also a vertical. Okay, now I will put in the thickness. Okay, so don't forget the thickness will be inside now, 0.3. 1, 2, 3. 0.3. So I will draw the thickness this way. Okay, just like that. Now, so the next thing now, at this point now, so we'll go to the passive now. After this, now you see the dimension is 1,250 plus 1,250. Okay, that is going to give us 2,500. So from here to here is 2,500. So I will say 2,500. Okay, 7 here is here, 2,500 divided by 500. Okay, so that is going to give us 5 centimeters. So from here I will take 5 centimeter, which is this. Okay, so I'm going to draw. You have that. Then I'll put the thickness 0.3 inside this way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll draw that as well. We have that. So the next thing we'll do, always view it this way. So we have the kitchen side, which is 3,000. You can see here also is 3,000. So I will just say 3,000 divided by 500. Okay, 3,000 divided by 500, that will give me 6. So at this point now, 6. So this is 6. So from here, the vertical. So I'm going to put my thickness now 0.3. Okay, all right. So for the last part now, obviously it's going to be 6. If you follow the right dimension, you can see this is 6 here. Okay, so from here now I'm going to draw the lines. I'm going to measure the 0.3 inside this way. So we have done that now. So let me input the foundation now. Let's see how the foundation is going to look like. So you can see, like I explained earlier, that it's going to be having 5 foundation. You can see this is one side. I've not drawn the foundation yet. I'm going to draw it now. So this is one side. The one foundation will be here, another one here, another one. We're making 3, then 4, and this side here, which is 5. So let's put the foundation. So this 5 portion now is the division of the parts that we are going to see by the time we cut the building. This side is removed. We are seeing this bedroom. I will explain that later anyway, by the time we are drawing the ends part. So this is the passage side, this is the kitchen. You are going to be seeing this part, okay? This kitchen, you are going to be seeing this lobby, okay? Because the curtain plane did not cut in the across the living room, it cut the lobby side. Now the next thing now we are going to be doing now is that we are going to make use of our specification here now. So let's go to the specification. Let's go to the foundation part. Foundation, we are told that the foundation is 450 by 450 concrete strip foundation laid over 40 blinding at a depth of 700 below the ground level. 450 by 450, what does that mean? Now I'm going to be explaining that to us now. I've been able to make a sketch here. Now you can see this how the foundation will be when we draw, and each of these column here, let me just say column here, is going to take this foundation. So when I do one now, you can see the same is applicable to everything. Now depth, they said is what, a depth of 700 below the ground level. Okay, so this will represent our ground level, this line that I drew, and so it's our ground level. Now that means from this ground level to this part now of the foundation is 700. So I'm going to be observing that. Now let's draw that first. I will come back to this sketch. Now I'm going to measure 700, and don't forget 700 to scale. We are using scale 1 to 50. So 700 to scale, I'm going to be dividing by 500. Okay, that will give me 1.4. That will give me 1.4. This 1.4, yeah, 1.4. So I will draw a line across it. Okay, so you have that. So now after we have drawn the depth, you can see the depth now. The depth is 700, and to scale I use to scale and to centimeter. So our calculation is 1.4. So I have to divide by 500. So that's 1.4. We've drawn the depth now. So the next thing we are going to do, I want to fix the foundation. So I will start. Let me just fix for this side, and you see how it's going to look like. This is it here. The sketch I refer to the earlier one. So this is the depth, this is the ground level like we have here. So this is the depth is 700. Now I'm going to be fixing this now. So if you look at the specification, with the foundation is 450 by 450 concrete strip. It's concrete strip foundation laid over 40 blinding at a depth of this, which we have taken the depth. Now how do we take this? Okay, now to take this foundation needs to be centralized here. Okay, and I made a little calculation at the back of this paper how to do that. It's very simple. So because we need to centralize it, just like we did for the fixing of doors and then window. So here now we just say 450 divided by, minus 150. Okay, 450, because the thickness of this wall is 150. Okay, don't forget, then divide by minus 450. Sorry, 450 minus this 150. So it gives us 300. So 300 divided by 2. Why 2? Because I will take measurement to this side, that is to this side, then to this side. That will give us the foundation. It's going to be like a square, in a square form. Okay, so that will give us 150. So 150 to scale now is to scale and centimeter is 0.3. That means I will be taking 0.3 to this side, 0.3 to this side. That is the meaning. So let me quickly take that now. So 0.3 is 0.3. So this is it here, 0.3. and to this side as well. I will take 0.3 to this side. 0.3, this is 1, 2, and 3. So vertical line up this way. Okay, properly fix my T-square. So at this point here, just draw this. At this other point as well, just draw this. Okay, all right. So the next thing I'm going to do now, okay, don't forget the depth is 700. Okay, that's why I can't draw it down. I have to draw it up. The depth, by the time you draw it down, that would be wrong. Okay, you have to take your measurement from the bottom up. Now we are told that it's 450 by 450, so I'm going to measure 450 from this base here. From this base now I will take 450 and 450 to scale, and centimeter, that is 450 divided by 500, that is going to give us 0.9. So I will take 0.9 here. From here now I'll take 0.9. So this is 0.9, then 0.9 at this other side as well. Okay, then I can connect them together. Okay, let me use my T-square because the line will be needed. Just draw a thin continuous line, so because we are going to make use of it for other foundations, so just draw like this. Okay, across this way. Okay, so this will be the foundation now at this part now. Okay, so I'm going to put in the hard core now. So now to draw the hard core, now let's look at the specification first for hard core. Okay, it's part of the floor, 300 hard core, 300 hard core. So I'll put the hard core. Now take the hard core from the ground level. This is the ground level. You are not taking that up from the ground level. Now you understand, we draw this foundation, then from the ground level, that is 300. So to scale and to centimeter, I will say 300 divided by 500, that will give me 0.6. 0.6. So from here, from the ground level, take 0.6. So this is 0.6 now. That is 0.6. So let's draw a thin continuous line across it this way. Okay. Okay. Now let's draw a thin continuous line across it that way. Okay. So that is positioning for the hard core. I'm going to be using the symbol for the hard core to indicate that later. Okay, now so this is the foundation. Now let me, for this foundation part that have been drawn, let me highlight it so that we'll see how the foundation looks like properly. Okay, so I'll come, this is the foundation, so let's pick it from here. From here, take out this. Okay, then to this, take out this, take out this, take out this. Okay, then we use the concrete symbol. Okay, small rectangle, small rectangle, and dots in this way. Okay, now this shows the foundation. This is the wall part. Okay, I will draw that later. So let me show the hard core. Okay, the hard core, this is, don't forget, this is our 0.6 for the hard core from here. Okay, so the hard core, okay, begins from here. This other part cannot be shown, so you have it this way. So just have something like this. Have something like this. Something like this. So we draw that across. This is the symbol for hardcore. So I will draw this across this point here. This. Okay, let me hold on for now at this point, because I will still need to draw the foundation for this side. I will draw foundation for this side and for this side and the last one there. Okay, so I just want us to see the where the hardcore is. Okay, so this is the symbol for the hardcore at that point now. So the other part we are going to put in there is I need to show the concrete, reinforced concrete, mostly called reinforced concrete slab, and we're having that as 150. So 150 to scale, and centimeter is 0.3. So to pick that, I'm going to picking that. I'm going to be picking that from the ground level. Okay, this is my GL, ground level. Okay, so I'll pick that now from the ground level. So that is 0.3, 0.3, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So this is 0.3. So I'm going to draw across this way. Okay, so that is the concrete slab. Okay, just represent it with this, like this, and dots. Okay, like this. So which is going to go across this way. Okay, it will go like this. So I'll finish that up as well later. I want us to see what I'm doing at this point now. Okay, so the next thing is we are told that we have 12 mortar screed. 12 mortar screed, that is so small that if you say 12 divided by 500, that is going to give us 0.024. So that is very small. So just draw at any convenient point. Okay, very convenient, at any convenient point there. Okay, I'm going to draw, because 12 points, that is 0.24. It will be so small. So just draw at this point to just show the mortar spread, which is always directly above the concrete slab. Okay, that way. Okay, so that way. So we have it like that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to indicate the blinding. Okay, in the foundation we have not indicated that. They say 40 blinding, 40 blinding. So 40 divided by 500, that is to scale and centimeter, that will be giving us 0.08. So small, so they can just use approximately 0.1. That will be small. So the blinding is like some concrete that is poured on the bare ground before we lay our foundation on it. So it's going to be below the foundation like this. So just going to use 0.1. Okay, that is very small. So we can just have this way. So that will give us the blinding. So I can just indicate that now with the foundation. Okay, so that is what I showed here, the blinding at this part. there. So this is the foundation. So what I have done here, what I have here, I'm going to do the same thing on each of the wall like this, okay, and each of these wall parts this way, like this, with the symbol. Okay, now so let me continue with this concrete. Now like this to this part. Okay, hold it at this part first. Okay, I want to show something for this entrance. Okay, now the let's continue with the hardcore as well. So we continue on this part. Okay, I paused it the other time because of this part here. So we have this. So this is the hardcore now. So let me highlight it. Let me highlight it. So this is the hardcore. Now let me highlight the baseline for it. To this part. Okay. Then for this top, this way. Okay. Then the concrete slab, this way. So I have been able to highlight what we have at the moment. Now from this side, the entrance, okay, I want to show something. Okay, this is the we are going to see this part just like we've drawn for all this part. Now we are going to see this part now. So it is always observed that at this entrance here, which is the lobby, is always a step down to the other part of the building. So at this part now, the floor is always step down before you climb into the living room, I mean the kitchen, living room, and every other part of the house. So what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to step this down a little, the concrete slab. We use 0.3. So what I will just do, I'll pick it from this hardcore. I'll pick from hardcore. So just take 0.3 down. 1, 1, 2, 3. So if this is my 0.3 at this part here, okay, let me take another one, 0.3, 2, 3. So just connect the dot this way. So we just step it down like this. So let me print it, highlight it immediately. Okay, then with the blind screed on it. So we have this. So this will be the concrete slab for this entrance at this point. Okay, then the remaining part will be the remaining part for the hardcore. This way. Okay, So that is the screed, hard core, screed, concrete slab, and the hard core over there. So I will just at this point now continue this like this. Okay, then ground level. This is the earth at the ground over there. Okay, so this is the foundation. So I will just label the part now. It's needful for you to label the part, so let's just let me label the part. Now this is the foundation with the various parts and the dimension. Okay, just I've just been able to, I've just put the dimension there. So this is the blinding. We just indicate that with the dimension given we use for the blinding is 40 in millimeter. Okay, then this is the distance and dimension for the this side, 4,000, 2,500, 3,000, 3,000. Then we show the from the ground level to the foundation footing, which is 700. So this is foundation footing, which is 450 by 450 according to the specification given to us. Then these are the foundation wall, so we indicate the foundation wall there. Okay, then the hard core. Okay, okay, I've shown the hard core. This is the hard core. We just pick one of them to represent everyone. So this is 300 hard core according to the specification given to us. Okay, so that is what we have here. So this is the foundation, the way to draw the foundation. So it's as simple as this. So you can go over it again and practice it. It's very simple. Once you've gotten the level, the foundation height below the ground level, okay, the next thing we take the hardcore, okay, which is in the ground level. So after the hardcore, before you have the concrete slab on the hardcore, then the screed. It is in that order. So whichever floor plan given to you, like I said previously, like I said at the beginning of the video, I said we need to get the you need to know how many foundation you are going to draw. Once that is settled, then we get the depth. Once you get the depth, get your hardcore, use it to specification. Then after that, get the concrete slab, draw to the specification. Okay, okay, I've explained why this is down, okay, compared to this. Then the screed, we indicate the screed. So this is how to do this. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Please watch out for the remaining part.